This is John Wayne Mercure, the Sonneteer, from gorgeous, beautiful Chandler, Arizona, the Society of Living Poets. John Wayne Mercure, the Sonneteer. This sonnet is number 1299. I've been meaning to do this about this lady. They murdered her, and I don't want her name to be forgotten, so I want it out there in cyberspace forever. The forgotten hero, Edith Louisa Cavell. I like that name, Cavell. She was a nurse, and she got murdered. Lady Edith Louisa Cavell. Beautiful name. An incredibly heroic British nurse. She was fabulously altruistic, meaning all she ever did was help people, giving her precious life for others as a nurse. The dates of her life, 1865 to 1915. So she'd been gone for, 105 years. She's only age 49 when she was murdered by German monsters. She was executed by heartless beasts, by ugly firing squad, a war crime. German demons. They thought they were going to win the war, so if you win the war, you can write the history books. It's German policy. Victors, whoever wins the war, they write the history. Don't confuse truth with German policy. Murder a famous nurse, Saint Edith Louisa Cavell, by firing squad. Everybody told them not to. They did it anyway. And Lady Edith, she was so wise and so brave. She said patriotism is not enough. Only righteousness matters. To me, that's really important. Righteousness. And so was it for Lady Edith Cavell. Gallantly going to her death, held high, her head held high. The German evil savages, they were unrepentant. German wicked demons in World War I. Far worse than World War II's atrocities. Just think of this. In world history, during the French Revolution, in the French Revolution, they had 17,000 beheadings by guillotine in the ghastly French Revolution. Well, the Germans in the Second World War beheaded 16,000 men and women in 12 years of Nazi hell. That's small guillotines that fit in the basement. And they would murder people that way, chopping their heads off. 16,000. The Germans between Satan and Lucifer and Beelzebub and the Babylonian Baal are the German devils. No righteousness, no justice, just following orders, German orders, or be shot. If you don't follow the order I gave you, you're going to get shot yourself. Das ist ein deutsche Ordnung. That's a German order. To betray that order means certain death. You're going to die. In real life, it's like that too. It's like that too. In a boss, that you have a boss, is like this. You better do what that let your boss says, or you will lose your job. And how are you going to get another one? There are lectures everywhere. Many forms of secret evil sin, Zeboim, hell on earth. It's a valley of hyenas. Orders, immoral. They want them followed out anyway. Orders, wicked. Do it or else die or else lose your job. Vast seas of unrighteousness. Deep oceans of innocent blood. Then here's righteous hero, Lady Edith Cavell. She knew what righteous was. She knew what it was clear up until her end when they murdered her. Many honors, many accolades. And I'll tell you, the best one that I can think of is there's a spectacular mountain, Mount Edith Cavell in Alberta, Canada. Majestic splendor of Alberta, Canada's mountains, Jasper Park's magnificence, awesome beauty, God's wondrous magic. Edith Cavell forever, a mountain in her honor, and nobody remembers her. But when it came right down to it, picking wickedness or being righteous, she was righteous to the end. And she understood more than most people, all right? That within the moment is another moment. And within time is more time. Why? It's all one and the same thing. All humans have had this same moment. The moment I'm speaking to you right now, Abraham Lincoln had this moment. Jesus Christ had this moment. Martin Luther King had this moment. Muhammad Ali had this moment. The moment is right here, and it goes right through our fingers like it's sand just dripping away. Our moment dissolves. It's just gone in the very moment of being. And that's the whole point. There's a poem by Percy Bysshe Shelley. It's called Ozymandias. And there's a huge statue in the desert. In the base of it, it says, I am Ozymandias, king of kings. Behold my works in despair. They're so vast and magnificent. And there's nothing there. Just sand all around because it's gone. Because in the end, it's dust and ashes. But Edith Cavell knew better. The moment is the moment. It's now. And what do you do with that moment? Do you do it for wickedness or do you do it for what's righteous? Edith Cavell knew that. It's the moment. Do something with the moment. Because other than that, it's all dust and ashes. It's nothing. And your life isn't nothing. You're supposed to be righteous. And I'm asking you to do that. It's not too late. Where is righteousness in this world in the year 2020? Is it one of life's mirages? Do we have to obey orders or die? Do we have to believe what they tell us when they're taking away our freedoms and our liberties? Well, if you lose a job, try to find another one. Evil people, they'll use a telephone. They'll use the internet to sabotage you to make sure you don't work again. What kind of world is that? They refuse you even to make a living. Talking about taking your liberty away, those who take my means of livelihood, they take my life. And people don't understand that, how serious it is. We have to help each other, and we're not. Where is righteousness? Well, hero Edith Louisa Cavell, she was murdered in 1951, and now she's just a distant memory. But she knew how to live in the moment, even up until the point where she was murdered. And that's what we got to do. We got to make a difference. I don't know what it is. Is wickedness and evil, is it always going to flourish? Is righteousness ever going to prevail? Well, heroes come, heroes go. Justice itself is forever on trial. Every single case that comes up in court, don't you understand? The law itself is on trial. Justice is on trial. The gallows, they're hungry. They're hungry. Why? Because there's people out there that deserve it. They deserve those penalties because they're evil. The conscience of humanity, what does it amount to now? Righteousness itself is on trial. It's the evil or the good. It's as simple as that. Thank you for listening. Et me qui vous aime. Au revoir, mes amis.